NASCAR's symbiotic relationship with television has always been crucial to its success. The visceral, high-octane experience of stock car racing resonates with millions of viewers who eagerly turn in for every drift, pass, and nail-biting finish. As we approach 2024, a palpable uncertainty surrounds NASCAR's television agreement. The question looms: who will showcase the races in 2025 and beyond? But first, hit that like and subscribe for more. ABC is a big name in television, and many people know it. It's closely connected to other famous channels, including ESPN. Because of this close connection, ABC seems to have a special advantage or strong position in the world of TV shows and programs. But when we talk about how ESPN and NASCAR have worked together in the past, the story changes a bit. If you were to look into the history between ESPN and NASCAR, you'd see a different side of things. This past story and connection have made a lot of NASCAR fans feel unsure and worried. NASCAR fans who love the sport and have been following it for years have strong feelings about this. To truly get why they feel this way, we need to take a step back and look at what happened in the past. Let's go back to a particular year, which is 2008. This year isn't just any year. It's a very important year when we talk about NASCAR and how it was shown on TV. Back in 2008, everyone who loved racing was talking and getting excited. Why? Because ESPN, a big TV channel, was going to start showing NASCAR races again. For many people who loved watching these races, it felt like a close friend coming back home after being away for a long time. Before ESPN came back, another TV channel called NBC was showcasing the NASCAR races. But many people weren't happy with how NBC was doing it. They had lots of long commercial breaks that made fans very unhappy. In fact, some fans got so upset that they made funny signs saying nothing but commercials to show their feelings. But that wasn't all. There were also stories going around that NBC might have made some bad choices when hiring people. Some people even whispered about issues of unfairness based on races happening within the people who love and are involved in NASCAR. To put it in a simple way, the time when NBC was in charge had a lot of problems and tough times. When ESPN said they were coming back to show NASCAR races, it felt like a breath of fresh air for the people watching at home. Many fans had good memories of the times when ESPN was involved with NASCAR before. They remembered enjoying those races and had a good feeling about ESPN's return. Because of these happy memories, everyone was really looking forward to seeing ESPN show the races again. Do you know the first NASCAR race ESPN showed when they came back? It was a big hit. They did a great job showing the excitement of the Brickyard race from 2007. Everybody loved it. But as more races were shown, some things didn't seem right. There were three people talking during the races: Jerry Punch, Andy Petrie, and Rusty Wallace. These three were big names in the racing community and everyone knew and respected them. But even though they were experienced, they made some mistakes when talking live during the races. Fans who are always paying close attention noticed these mistakes quickly. At first, everyone was super excited about ESPN's return, but after seeing these mistakes and other things, the excitement just began to fade a bit. In the year 2008, there was a palpable sense of change in the air. One of the main reasons for this was the introduction of Dale Jarrett to the commentary team. His presence seemed to invigorate the broadcasts, adding a dash of fresh excitement that fans eagerly soaked up. This infusion of energy provided a notable boost, and the coverage seemed to resonate more vibrantly than ever before. However, despite this newfound zest, there was an underlying feeling among fans that ESPN wasn't as passionate about NASCAR as they should be. The viewership numbers were strong, consistently hovering between a robust 6 to 8 million people. It was a head-scratcher for many. Why wasn't the network more actively engaged with such a loyal fan base? The depth of ESPN's seeming disinterest became glaringly obvious during a nail-biting race in the sun-soaked tracks of Phoenix. The stakes for this particular race couldn't have been higher. Jimmy Johnson, wearing the crown of the current champion, was set to go wheel-to-wheel against fierce competitors like Dale Jr., Mark Martin, and Carl Edwards. Every turn of the wheel, every overtaking maneuver mattered. Fans were glued to their screens as an exhilarating championship race unraveled before their eyes. The gap in points between Johnson and Edwards was so minuscule it kept everyone on the edge of their seats. Yet even with all this high-octane action on the track, the broadcast was plagued by a series of puzzling disruptions. Sure, on-track crashes were part and parcel of the game and only added to the thrill, but there were other baffling breaks, like an oddly timed announcement regarding texting charges remaining the same. This left fans scratching their heads in bewilderment. But the biggest surprise was still lurking around the corner. Out of nowhere, the arid desert skies opened up and rain began to pour, causing an unexpected delay in the race. The suspense around Johnson's championship chances thickened. However, just as viewers were bracing themselves for the climax, ABC threw a curveball. Those tuning in from the East Coast were flabbergasted to see their NASCAR broadcast replaced with America's Funniest Home Videos. This jarring switch, comparable to interrupting a crucial football match to air a lighthearted comedy show, was seen as a direct affront to the passionate NASCAR community. The atmosphere was electric, with each lap packed full of thrilling moves and nail-biting moments. Johnson, showing off his impeccable racing talent, was in the thick of it all, battling fiercely for that coveted number 1 position. It was the sort of display that should have had everyone talking about him, buzzing with excitement about his chances of clinching the championship. Yet, in a peculiar turn of events, the buzz among the fans had taken a different direction. Instead of praising Johnson's incredible performance, the chatter was all about the surprising choices ABC and ESPN made in their broadcast. As the controversy grew, ESPN tried to douse the flames. George McNeely, their spokesperson, stepped forward with an explanation. He pointed out that the prolonged rain delays were the culprits, forcing them to make a tough call on the broadcast. But for many, this excuse felt hollow. The truth was hard to ignore. A staggering number of fans, more than 1 million, felt disillusioned and turned off their screens, missing the thrilling climax of the race. Time has a way of coming full circle, and by 2015, things seem to have taken a turn for the better. NBC took on the challenge of broadcasting NASCAR's championship race, and they did so with gusto. Despite the unpredictable weather playing spoilsport yet again, NBC stood firm, ensuring that every heart-pounding moment reached its audience. And boy, did the audience respond! A whopping 7.64 million viewers tuned in, making it feel like a much-needed redemption story for the world of motorsport. It was clear, the fans' love for the game hadn't waned. They just needed the right kind of commitment from broadcasters. The ongoing discussion brings up a significant question that many have been pondering. In this age where there's so much content available at our fingertips, is it right for networks to give precedence to live sports over other shows? There's no denying that sports hold a charm of their own. These sporting events aren't just about points or podium finishes. They're about those unforgettable moments that etch themselves in our memories that people reminisce about years later. For us, the fans, our mission is unmistakable. We must rise up, champion the sports we hold dear to our hearts, and demand they get the spotlight during those coveted primetime slots. After all, our collective voice can shape the future of broadcasting. Thinking back on the unforgettable races, unexpected channel hops, and the fiery passion of fans, that's impossible to dampen. The decision now squarely lies with the broadcasters. The weight of this choice is immense, and as avid viewers, our fingers are crossed, hoping they will choose wisely. With all of this history and the impending decision on future broadcasts in mind, how do you envision the ideal broadcasting partnership for NASCAR? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you're as passionate about NASCAR's future as we are, hit that like button and subscribe for more.